Hey, and welcome back. This is the LA Connection Comedy YouTube page with our shows from our classes, and this is the 12 p.m. Saturday adult class. This class has already got shows online that you can check out, and we have all kinds of shows for kids, for teens, for adults, and you can check out all our shows at LAC Comedy on YouTube. We're really excited for everybody to see our show today, and let's just introduce our performers. We've got Anthony.
Hey, everyone.
Matt.
What's the haps on the hops, everybody? Let's do this.
That's how he normally talks. Dominic.
Top of the morning to ya. Oh.
That's how he normally talks. Yolanda.
Hello.
That's all she says. And Oren.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, fantastic. We're really excited, like I said, and our first game is called Preachers. And a lot of people are sad that they don't, I don't know, I'm making this up, but I think a lot of people are sad they can't go to church. Maybe I'm just projecting onto them. But we're going to bring the church to you. So we're going to see 5 preachers right now who are going to preach about 5 different subjects, and I'm going to give them their subjects right now. So, Anthony, you are a preacher who preaches about Velcro. Okay, Matt, you are a preacher who preaches about soccer. Dominic, you are a preacher who preaches about the clouds. Yolanda, you are a preacher who preaches about sand castles. And Oren, you are a preacher who preaches about cherry vanilla Coke. All right. So each of our preachers have their passionate subjects, and we're going to begin this game with Anthony, and we call this game Preachers. Anthony, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have a very, very important message for you all today. I want to talk about what you do on a regular basis to walk around. Now, most of us would say we take our shoes, put them on, and what are on those shoes? Laces. Always such a pain. Tying them a knot, looping around, wrap it through the hole. What is all this nonsense? Let's just cut to the chase. What we really need is something to just, like John showed us, tie it cleanly with a bow. Nice,
Say it, Anthony.
Straight to the point. You need Velcro. Velcro is the answer to what our Lord Jesus Christ has been telling us for all these years. Putting it simply together, not moving 1 inch. Those little tiny hooks and threads bind together our faith to the Lord and our shoes.
Tell it, brother.
For the rest of the day, giving God's work and grace. So everyone, strap your Velcro shoes on that light up in the dark, and let's go share this Jesus Lord's name.
Amen, brother.
Okay, somewhere Jesus is crying. Let's go to Matt and his preach. Matt.
Well, I know we're all favorites of that soccer game, but I'll tell you what, man, I get tired of watching all these flops, man. I never seen so many people take a hit and flop down like they broke a leg, and then 2 minutes later, they're back in the game. They need to get on a real game like American football, where you actually have to take a real hit and then come back and actually play the game with broken fingers and broken legs. Those soccer players, man, they like rip a sock and then they're out for a week. What's up with that?
What is up with that? Let's go to our cloud preacher.
You know, there was a time when I used to look at my window and I would look at the sky, and you know what I would see? Nothing. It took me a long time to see the clouds. It took me a long time to get my head out of the clouds. Because you see, I was a dreamer. Yeah, that's right, brother. I was a dreamer just like you. And you know what else? I was a bad dreamer. I was having nightmares. Yeah. Sometimes I'd wake up in cold sweats, night terrors, until one day I looked at my window. You know what I saw? I saw a cloud. Yeah, a really big cloud. It was a dark cloud. But then it had bits of orange on the side. And you know what? That orange was the sun. It was the sun coming through the cloud after a rainstorm.
Bring the light.
Yeah. It brought the light home to me. It brought the light home to me. And it can bring the light home to you too. Open your window right now. Look outside. Do you see the clouds? Breathe that cloud in. Hallelujah! It's coming into your soul. It's coming into your brains. It's coming into your body. You can feel it. Yeah, you can feel it. The clouds. The clouds. The clouds. Whew. Amen to that.
Amen. Wow, that was both uplifting and trippy. Yolanda, what's up next?
Thank you, John. Community of gentlemen, I wanted to talk to you today about the one thing our lakes, our land of 10,000 lakes can provide us. It's not sun, it's not clouds, but sand. Lots and lots of sand castles. It doesn't matter if you get them in your shoes, in your socks, in your underpants. You can always build a sand castle on the lake, on the ocean, in a pond. Anywhere there's water and sand, you can build a sand castle, a tiny, tiny moat where you can drink Fanta out of it. And you can put your toes in the sand castle. If loving sandcastles is wrong, I don't want to be right. Because sandcastles have bound me with my children of hours and hours of play by the lake.
Sing it, sister.
Sing it. By the pond. And you can make a sandcastle in the garden. You don't even need a lake.
With the Fanta, yeah.
Okay, wow, Yolanda, you really had your congregation going there. And now we're going to bring it home with our final preacher, who's sponsored by Coca-Cola. Oren, take it away.
Yes, is it a hot day out there? Have you been running around, perhaps playing soccer, or building sandcastles, or maybe even looking at clouds, or whatever Anthony was doing? But maybe you're thirsty. Are you thirsty? When you want to quench that thirst with something that brings your soul out, makes you feel good,
brother.
Makes you want to shout to the world, I am here. It is now. The time is now. Maybe you want a Coke. But you can have a Coke. But you cannot just have plain Coke. Oh, no. No, no, no. What kind of flavor of Coke do you want? Do you want
vanilla?
No, you want vanilla Coke.
Cherry.
Cherry vanilla Coke. Yes, that's what you want. Cherry vanilla Coke. We do not want lemon Coke. Oh, no, we don't. We do not want just vanilla.
No lemon.
Coke. No lemon. No strawberry Coke. No Diet Coke. No Diet Cherry vanilla Coke, but plain.
Get that saccharin out of here.
Vanilla Coke, that's right. No saccharin. All sweet. Sweeten your soul with cherry vanilla Coke. Pour it down your gullet. Drink it. Drink it. Tell the world, I love cherry vanilla Coke. Say it.
I love cherry vanilla Coke.
I love cherry vanilla Coke.
Me too,
Thank
brother.
you.
Preach.
Amen. Amen, brothers.
Okay, and sister, that is Preachers from the gentleman and lady. Fantastic welcome and perfect opening to our show. I'm excited because our next game coming up is very fun, and I think everyone's going to like this game. It's called Repeat Performance. It's going to be with Dominic, Yolanda, and Oren, so Matt and Anthony can minimize. Fantastic. Now, Yolanda is going to enter this scene. And the scene has a suggestion. The suggestion is, and I should have mentioned at the top, but these performers do not know these suggestions, so they're being sprung on them new. The suggestion is high school graduation. I will call when Yolanda enters. Okay, it's going to be after 4 lines, and Yolanda's going to enter with a big line herself. Okay, Yolanda, take your place. So minimize your video. Okay. And Dominic, you can come back with Oren. Okay. All right, so it's high school graduation. The game is called Repeat Performance, and go for it.
Oh, Tom, good to see you, man.
Hey, man. Finally out of here.
Hey, I see you lost an eye. That must have been in the war. 64, eh?
64. That was quite a freshman year, wasn't it?
Enter.
Hey, look who it is.
Hey, how are you?
Mary,
What
so
was
good
your
to see you.
name? I don't remember your name.
It's Peter. Remember Peter with the hey, pizza, pizza.
Yeah. I remember you. And
Okay.
Mary, is that you? Oh, remember that car ride?
uh-huh.
Okay, good. Scene. Is our final line. So we're going to remember all these lines. We're going to do the same scene, same exact lines, but now everyone's going to be happy. Places, Yolanda, minimize, happy, same lines. And action.
Tom! Hey! How's it going, man?
Hey, how are you?
It's so good to see you, man. Hey, I see you lost an eye. That must have been in 64, eh? Back in the war.
Oh, yeah, that was quite a freshman year.
Yeah.
Enter.
Hey, look who it is. It's Mary.
Hi. I remember you.
Happier, Mary.
I remember you.
Mary.
I remember you.
It's me. It's Peter. Remember with the Peter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mary, is that you?
No, yes. I don't know.
Remember that car ride?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Scene. The turned into yeah. Good. Same lines. Don't change any lines, but let's give a new emotion. This emotion is going to be angry. Angry. We don't just scream too, but we can be angry. And action.
Tom, how's it going? How are you?
Okay.
Good to see you. I see you lost an eye there back in 64, eh?
Oh, yeah. That was one hell of a freshman year.
Hey, look who it is. Hi, Mary. It's me, Peter. Peter? Yeah?
Unmute yourself, Mary.
Yeah. It's you. I remember you.
Peter! Remember?
Yeah, I remember you.
Mary, is that you? Remember that car ride? Do you remember the car ride?
I remember. I forget the car ride.
Okay, good. Now let's do it again. And this time everyone's going to be sad, extremely sad, on the verge of tears, maybe past that verge. Places, repeat performance, sad, action.
Tom, how are you, man? It's good to see you.
Hey, man.
I see you lost an eye. Back in 64. The war.
Yeah, that was one freshman year. Oh.
Peter! Yeah. It's
Mary,
Mary, is that you?
Okay, good. We'll call it there. We'll call it there. They just in your mind, just imagining them moan. Just imagine them moan for the next 30 minutes. Good, everybody. That was repeat performance. Excellent. Let's get Matt and Anthony out here. Matt and Anthony. Okay, good. Hey. All right, Matt and Anthony. I'm going to give you a location, and I'm going to give you a letter of the alphabet. And you are going to do a 26-line scene in which every successive line begins with a successive letter of the alphabet. And we're going to go all the way around the alphabet. When we get to Z, we're going to go back to A until we get back to the letter we started on. So here are your suggestions. And again, these performers do not know what's about to be thrown at them, hence the very nature of improv. Your suggestion is you're at a Whole Foods, and your letter is going to be Y. Y. So you're going to start with Y at a Whole Foods. This is ABC. Take it away.
man, I'll tell you, these yams at Whole Foods used to be a lot better. Their quality is really going downhill.
Zucchini is my choice, so I'm going to stick with that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of an anchovy guy myself. Those little fishes, man, they get nice and salty. They get good ones here at Whole Foods, though.
The best kind are the ones that are fresh, free range. They're $7 a can.
Yeah, those catfish in the cans are really good, too. I really like the way they package them. You could keep them for years. You can throw them in the dungeon. Just keep them down there. Wait.
Don't get the yak's milk, though. Not good. I've tried it.
Yeah, everything I've heard about that yak's milk is gross. I don't know. I'm sure if it's milk. I don't know if it's seed or what, but you.
Finally, I've gathered everything that I need. Are you ready to check out?
Yeah, gathering's good. It's nice to have that gross yak's milk in there. I don't know why you kept it, though.
How come you didn't get any eggs? That's the whole reason we came.
I thought I did. I guess I'll go back and get them. Wait, just wait one sec.
Just kidding. I got some for you.
You're that knowledge of yours, I'll tell you every time. You always got my back. I appreciate that.
Larry, have I ever let you down?
Maybe, but that'd be a long time ago. My memory's not what it used to be. I try to remember.
Don't think too hard about it.
Okay, I'll try to just be riding with the wave here.
People love your mac and cheese, so I cannot wait to try it with these eggs that we just got.
Yeah, this time I brought the quinoa, though, so I don't know. I forgot the eggs.
Remember that one time where you substituted cheese with bologna?
Slash that cheese right up, didn't I? That was nice and grinded, man. I liked it.
That didn't work. So I think we should just stick with the cheese to make sure it tastes good.
Yeah, you definitely want to time that out right there.
Understandable. But I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, we brought the venison too. I forgot we put that in the back of the bag. Hopefully you didn't remember to pay for that.
What about we just reschedule this and we'll rethink this through?
Okay, did you not want the xylophone? Because I got the xylophone in the back. Who knew Whole Foods had xylophones? I don't know.
yesterday we had xylophone.
Oh yeah.
We made it. That's ABC. Good job, everybody. Good. Let's get everybody out. Everybody out. Come on out. Come on out. Everybody. Everybody can come on out. All right, Cloud Preacher, you can change your name if you want. Or you can also be forever known as Cloud Preacher. I don't care. It's a cool name. Sounds like an anime character. So for this game, all of us are going to be eulogizing at a funeral for a fallen, deceased superhero. So a dead superhero, and we are all superheroes who are giving little mini eulogies to that superhero. So here's your suggestion. Your suggestion is the superhero who died is Roller Skate Girl. Roller Skate Girl. That's right. And you should all know her to some degree, and you're also superheroes related to Roller Skate Girl. Let's see who would like to speak first. Raise your hand if you'd like to speak first and talk about, yeah, Matt, go ahead. This is eulogy.
Man, I'll tell you, Roller Skate Girl, she was just wonderful. She used to skate by and drop off everything. She used to wear that little bikini, and it was just nice. Everybody was ready. I'm gonna miss her, man. It's just not going to be the same. I mean, who's going to deliver the little bits of crackers and cheese? Just won't be the same if Rockman brings them by. It just won't be as exciting. It won't taste the same.
Touching. A touching tribute to a man who sexually fetishized her. Or from a man who sexually fetishized her. Who'd like to speak next about Roller Skate Girl? Yeah, Dominic, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta say, when I came out as a wheeler, as a wheeler woman, I didn't have a lot of support from my family, and Roller Skate Girl, she was really there for me. She came together. She supported me. You know what? She just supported me in ways that my family couldn't. And being a wheeler girl, being a wheeler woman, I mean, what can I tell you? It's not always easy. You're rolling on the ground. You're getting down in the dirt. But she was always there, and she always made everything fun. She with the discos and the balls and everything, and I don't know. It's not going to be the same without her. She was like a load that I carried on my back, but she was never heavy. She was never heavy. One of a kind. One of a kind.
Went straight from the balls to the load on your back. Who's next? Who would like to talk about Roller Skate Girl? Yeah, Yolanda and then Anthony.
I think about Roller Skate Girl a lot. People always wanted us to kiss and record it. We weren't into that. She liked to change my wheels, and sometimes I'd change her wheels. But mostly I remember her singing ABBA songs, doing cocaine, and backward skate dancing. And I think that's how we'll all remember her. Was going under the limbo stick and disco music, cocaine, lots of cocaine. All the things we loved, we did together. We did put our tongues in each other's mouths, but we never recorded it. We weren't like that. You don't have to record everything. I have a memory. I don't have to put everything for the whole world to see. I mean, just because she'd like to have me skate with my legs around her face, it doesn't mean anything. I don't have to record that. I can remember that. And that's what I'll do. I'll have my memories of cocaine, ABBA, and skating backwards with my legs around her face.
You're under arrest. Let's go to Anthony.
Skate girl. This is Helmet Boy. I don't know why you left me behind that day. I told you every time, where's your knee pads? Where are your wrist guards? Where is that leather jacket? You might fall and scrape an elbow. What's the trying? I did my best. I always appreciated Skate Girl for how well she skated. Backwards was what she was known for, and she was known around town for kissing all the lady superheroes too. But I never got a picture of that. I'm sorry. It's just I just know that I should have been there for her in her last moments. And that's,
You were always there for her.
I'm not going to let anyone else down.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think we have one more person who'd like to share.
Yes. Hi, I'm Lace Boy. Helmet Boy, you didn't do anything wrong. Yes, you weren't there, but I loved Roller Skate Girl, and it was all my fault. I didn't do my job. I became untied that day, and someone stepped on me, and she fell over. If I had just been tied right, she would have lived. And maybe if someone had been there, some girl skating with her to catch her. I don't know.
Turn into Velcro next time.
Yes, Velcro, but it's all me. It was all me, not you guys. I loved her more than anything. I was her biggest supporter. I kept her together, and then without me, she fell apart.
Okay, and this concludes Eulogy, the first ever time I've seen a eulogy where everyone blames each other for the death. There's a lot of blame to go around, and we're going to dole it out to everybody. Fantastic. Let's have Oren, Anthony, and Yolanda stay on. Matt and Dominic can minimize. So we're going to get some advice. So Anthony is going to give some good advice, Yolanda some bad advice, and Oren the worst advice. And here's your first advice question. The question is, my car won't start, and I'm worried about being scammed if I go to a mechanic. What should I do? Good advice.
Well, I think for anything like that, you want to make sure you look around and ask some of your friends and see what they advise, and see if they recommend a better mechanic or if they have ever needed to get their car fixed.
Okay, so that's some good advice. Ask your friend for a mechanic recommendation. Word of mouth is often a good way to avoid being scammed. All right, let's go to some bad advice. Some bad advice about getting mechanic help for your car.
Okay, if you're trying to start it and you hear like a click, click, click when you turn the key, you should probably stand in like a Kmart parking lot and see if anyone comes by. And if anyone drives by, now the Kmart parking lot will probably be vacant. Just ask somebody walking past, what do you think's wrong with my car? Do you know anyone who can fix it? And from that advice, you'll probably get some good answers because, New Orleans is known for its honesty.
Okay, that's some bad advice. Just go to a Kmart parking lot and ask random people walking by to diagnose your car. And what's the worst advice for getting mechanics help for your car?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure you know what the problem is and diagnose it well. And then you want to go online, go to Yelp, and look up some reviews of mechanics to see if you can find an honest one. Now, it's going to be very hard. So maybe instead of going on Yelp, get yourself a book on how to fix your own car. So then once you do that, make sure you read the book, but maybe throw the book away and just kind of use your intuition. Do it yourself. Open up the car and then kind of feel its magic, feel its power. Just be one with the car and then take out all the parts of the car, one by one, and hold them in your hand, memorize them, and then throw them away. Throw them away, and then imagine what would you fill a car with? Whatever comes to mind. What came to mind to me? Bubblegum. Fill your car with chewed bubblegum. And then drive your car around and make bubbles come out the tailpipe. And then people will see that you have such an innovative car. And they'll be amazed by it. And then you can make a business out of it and get investors. And you'll make millions of dollars. And you could buy all the cars you want. And that's how you do it.
That's the worst advice I've ever heard. Let's get another advice question. This question is from Matilda from Milwaukee. She asks, if I'm stuck on a cold day and I forgot my jacket, what should I do? Good advice.
Well, easiest thing you could do is see if there's any close by areas that have heat that you could potentially stay in until you can find a jacket or call an Uber.
That seems like a reasonable, good advice. Find a warm place. Let's hear some bad advice.
Okay, if you're in Milwaukee, there's probably a lot of snow on the ground. So you start making snowballs and make as many as you can. And if it's not packing snow, it's the other kind of snow, like the loose snow, just sort of spit in it and then lick it to make the snowballs really hard. So they're like wet ice balls is what I like to call them. And look for somebody about your size or bigger and just throw snowballs at them. And then when they start trying to make their snowballs, just grab their coat and push them in the snow and take their coat.
Okay, cool. Wet ice balls indeed. Let's go to Oren for the worst advice.
Well, if you don't have a jacket and you're cold, what you need to do is you need to find warm materials. Now, in order to do that, you've got to have the things that make warm materials. So what you should do is you should buy a sheep farm. Now, if you followed my advice on how to fix your car, you should have plenty of money to buy a farm. So what you want to do is you want to buy the sheep farm and make sure that you feed the sheep plenty of times a day. And what do you feed sheep? Of course, you feed them candy corn. So you're going to need to buy a candy corn factory. Now, in order to run the candy corn factory, you're going to have to buy a private island and train midgets to make the candy corn. So once you train the midgets to make the candy corn, you're going to have to employ them in your factory, but they're going to unionize. And there's the problem. So you've got to make sure that you pay them a fair wage. They never want to unionize, but don't pay them too much because they'll become greedy. And they'll start eating all the candy corn and your sheep will not have any. And then the sheep will run away. You won't have any sheep and you'll never get warm.
Okay, that's good, bad, worst. And luckily, I have a candy corn factory I'm trying to unload. So if anybody wants to buy it, I would really appreciate fair market value. Thanks, everybody. Let's go to our next game. It's Interrogation. So we're going to have Dominic and Matt back out here. Okay. Dominic, you're going to be guessing in this game. So we're going to have you turn off your audio and give us give us a thumbs up when you cannot hear us. Okay, can you hear us? Can you hear us? You cannot hear us. Take it off. Good. Okay. Excellent. All right, Matt, we're going to have to get him to guess a crime he committed, where he committed it, and who his accomplice was. Okay?
Copy that.
So, let's say that the crime was he he robbed a bank. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But the bank's location was in the Great Pyramid in Egypt.
Copy that.
Robbed a bank in the Great Pyramid, and his accomplice was Robert Pattinson, the actor.
Okay. Robert Pattinson.
Okay, so
Drawing a little blank with Robert Pattinson.
Twilight.
Thank you.
He's also the new Batman, I believe.
Thank you.
All right, so robbed a bank, Great Pyramid of Egypt with Robert Pattinson. We're going to do one clue at a time for the first one until he gets it. All right, this game is called Interrogation. Let's bring him back in. Hey, Dominic, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Dominic?
Okay.
Okay. All right, sit down, you piece of shit. Sit down. Listen up. We're disgusted with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just it's all about yourself. The only thing you care about is yourself.
Where'd you get those masks, dude? I mean, seriously? Where do you find those? Online?
What'd you
Maps?
do? Masks.
Maps?
Masks.
Like ski masks. You know, don't lie. You know it wasn't maps.
I got the masks. I got the masks from a friend of mine, and we used them to rob the shop.
Yeah.
You know it wasn't no shop.
Yeah, the shop would have been worse. It would have been a mom and pop shop. They could have never recovered. At least this place had insurance.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get no money from mom and pop shop. Come on, fess up.
Okay. I got the masks online, and we used them to rob a bank.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we know.
Up.
Yeah, we know, you piece of shit. The problem is where you did it. Okay, it was a world landmark.
A world landmark. Yeah, I know you'd like me to sing. I'm not gonna sing though. You want me to? Okay. A world landmark. A world landmark. Yeah, of course. So.
Yeah, not quite a 10, but you know where it was.
We could only do it at one place. My brother said we had to do it at the Empire State Building.
No.
What continent are you in? That's not even close. You know where you were?
Yeah, that's way too new. Way too new.
Yeah.
Way too new. Yeah. Okay. All right, then you got me. We went all the way to Egypt. We went to the pyramids.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
about
correct.
Time
that's where you were.
That up. We knew you were there.
Yeah, I'm glad you got those two out quickly, because this last one's the hard one. We need you to admit who your accomplice was. And why don't you just tell us? Why don't you just tell us right now who your accomplice was?
I already told you who my accomplice was. It was my brother.
No, it was not. No. There is no way that your brother was in that nighttime twilight. You know,
your brother's probably as pale as this person.
Okay. So what you're saying is you want me to give up? You want me to give up my good old friend Casper the Ghost?
Oh no!
Nah, he's hanging from a tree, like, you know, he's got the wings, comes out at nights, he's better. But come on, don't play games.
Okay then. Okay, you got me. Me and Dracula robbed a bank at the pyramids. Okay.
Well, this was, this guy did get famous playing a vampire, but he ain't Dracula. That's for fucking sure.
Oh, okay. So, all right then.
Yeah, what's that guy's keeper's name? Yeah.
I'm coming clean. Myself and Tom Cruise. We
No. We ain't talking about Interview with the Vampire. We're not talking about Brad Pitt.
No way.
Yeah.
Not even close.
We're not talking about Anne Rice novel turned into a feature film about vampires over the course of 300 years in New Orleans. We're not talking about that. We're talking about some new
As the sun sets.
Yeah, we're talking about some new YA young adult shit.
Okay. So you got me. I actually I robbed a bank at the pyramids with my boy from True Blood.
Oh,
I like True Blood too. Alexander Sarsgaard, but that's not who we're talking about. He's pale as shit, but we're talking about somebody somebody from see, True Blood was more of an adult-centered, sexually explicit HBO show. We're talking about somebody who's in a series of feature films based off a series of novels.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
You know
okay.
exactly who we're talking about.
You know what? You know what?
That
Okay,
zone.
you got me.
Yeah.
You got me. You got me. Myself and my boy from Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
can't.
You
Mhm.
don't know?
I honestly don't. He never told me his name. But I do.
Well, like
I do
Rob
know
didn't
that
know. Yeah.
I do know that he was. I do know that he was from the Twilight. Because that's when we robbed the bank. It was in the nighttime, and he
Let me
said, "I'm
ask you
only
a
going to do it
Last
at
name
night."
Patty. Uh-huh.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Whenever you have a male child and they do well, and you do this to them, what do you do?
Pass. You pass.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you pat
Mhm.
you pat who?
Your
Pat.
son. Your son.
Patrick.
Wait.
Patson.
There you go. Uh-huh.
Patson.
And you robbed the bank with Robert.
Robert Patterson.
Yay!
About
Okay,
time. We knew
good.
you had you dead to rights.
Yeah, we knew
It's
we.
all coming back to me now.
Yeah, you should have asked for a lawyer, you dumb motherfucker. All right, let's get everybody else out of here. On that note, so Anthony and Dominic, you guys are going to be in Acro, so I want you guys, even though I called you out, to minimize. And we're going to get Oren, Yolanda, and Matt to do a quick round of Liars Club here. So, Matt, you're going to be our contestant, and Yolanda and Oren are going to give you answers, and you're going to decide who amongst them is lying. Okay, so first thing is, Yolanda and Oren are both going to tell you the definition of a word. Okay? That word is the squiggle-do. Squiggle-do. And you're going to decide which one of them is telling the truth and which one's lying. Okay, who's got a definition of the squiggle-do? Okay, we'll go to Yolanda first.
Okay, it is a verb that you use when your children are illegitimate.
Okay.
I'm not going to pay alimony because these kids are squiggle-dude. Oren, squiggle-do.
Inheritance. You're not going to get your inheritance.
Amen. Oren.
You still have to pay alimony.
The Squiggle-Doo is a popular dance from the 1970s. It was actually created by comic book artists when they used to squiggle their ideas down on paper, and then they would dance about it. And then they went to disco clubs in New York and made that dance popular, and they said, everybody do the Squiggle-Doo.
Was that
And
the
they all
Wonder
danced.
Twins that did that?
No, actually, it was just comic book artists, animation artists, people who create Batman and Superman, people like that.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
it became very popular.
All right,
And
who's
you said
telling
the 70s, right?
Yeah, he said 70s. Who's telling the truth, Matt?
I got to go with Yolanda. That verb thing's got to be working right there with those illegitimate kids every time.
I'm sorry, it was the comic book artist. It was the comic book artist. Let's try again. Matt, we're going to give them a date in history, and they're going to tell you what famous event happened on that date. Okay? The date in history is September 25th, 1901. September 25th, 1901. What happened in history on that date? Oren goes first.
On September 25th, 1901 was the date that Christopher Columbus came back from the dead and showed the Theodore Roosevelt where the buried treasure was.
Was he in ghost form, or did he come back in real live physical form?
He was in physical form.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing. It's
That's impressive.
There are no things that's just ghosts. Everyone just comes back as physical form. That whole ghost thing is just a complete myth.
Oh, so he came back for a different lifetime in 1901. Okay.
Yes,
Yolanda, what happened September 25th, 1901?
Very sad. It was the beginning of the revolution of fire coding, because there was a fire in Brooklyn, New York, where the seamstresses died because all of the doors were uh, locked and no one could get out.
Oh, so
So
like
it
slave
was
labor?
exactly.
Ah,
So then that's how fire code started, was
okay.
because of these untimely deaths of these women who were locked in a burning building.
So the turn of the century, they brought the fire codes in because of all that
Hmm.
locked slave labor. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Matt, who's telling the truth?
I'm going to go with Oren this time. I believe people come back in different lifetimes of physical forms, and the locked slave labor thing just isn't cutting it for me.
Hey, you're right. It was Oren. Thankfully, we just saved all those seamstresses' lives. And finally, I'm going to give a dinosaur to these performers, and they're going to each say the sound that that dinosaur made, and you're going to say which one is telling the truth.
Okay.
So we'll go with the big dinosaur, the T-Rex. Yolanda, what did the T-Rex sound like? That's a possibility. And let's go to Oren. What did the T-Rex sound like?
Oh.
Okay, nice.
Interesting. Okay.
Who's telling the truth, Matt?
Well, I got to go with Yolanda because I'm not sure the owl part of the T-Rex was in play there. So I'm going to go with Yolanda's answer.
Oh, you know what? They're both right. The T-Rex sounded like Yolanda when in pain and sounded like Oren when in pleasure. Okay, that is Liars Club. Thank you, everybody. Let's get Anthony and Dominic out here. Okay, Anthony and Dominic are going to be in this next game, and Matt and Yolanda can minimize. So, Anthony and Dominic, let's give you some professions. Okay, in this game, you're going to be changing acronyms into new meanings based off of your profession. So, I'll give you a couple letters, and you tell me what the letters mean in your profession. So, Dominic is a zoologist. He works at a zoo, deals with a bunch of different animals. And Anthony is a painter. And our first acronym is going to be WTF. WTF. Now, in the common parlance of the day, WTF means what the fuck. But to a zoologist and a painter, WTF might mean something totally different. So, raise your hand if you would like to go first. Yeah, Dominic.
Hey, how's it going there? Well, you see, in the zoology world, the old WTF is something that we use every day. Every day, you see, because you see, in the zoo that I work at, we have a lot of wolves. Yeah, we got a lot of wolves there, and you see, the problem with when you have wolves in captivity is that these wolves, they are always trying to fornicate. So the term that we've come up with is wolves try fornication. And when you're in the zoo and you see the wolves trying to fornicate, you gotta stop them. So what we like to do is we jump in there, we get in between them, and we just go like, and we stop the pleasure from happening, because at the end of the day, if we can't control the wolves when we have them in captivity, when can we control them? And that's why we always say WTF. Wolf, try fornicate.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys got to fornicate with the wolves before they fornicate with each other. Let's go to Anthony. WTF, as a painter, what does it mean?
Well, as a painter, it's pretty basic. WTF is a way to describe when somebody has over-accentuated features on either object or figures. So we call that WTF, want that flatter. It's because there's too many shadows, lights and shadows.
Yeah, so somebody tried really hard to make it three-dimensional, and you're like, no, we want that to be a flatter image.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, somewhat of a traditionalist. I get it. Okay, our next acro is going to be CBS. CBS sometimes unusually means Columbia Broadcasting System. CBS is a fine purveyor of CSI shows. But what does CBS mean to you in the painting industry or the zoo industry? Raise your hand if you'd like to go. CBS. Okay, Dominic.
Well, you see, in the zoology world, CBS is something that we encounter every day. Every day. You see, in the zoo that I work in at the moment, we've got a lot of baby animals. A lot of baby animals have just been born because we just had the mating season, and as a result of that, we got a lot of baby cubs, a lot of baby cubs. And what happens in the zoology world is, the amphibian people down the road from us, they always try to get in there first. They're always like, "Hey, we're coming in first with our snakes and our lizards and things." And that's why we always say, cubs before snakes.
Indeed, cubs before snakes. And CBS, what does it mean to the painter?
CBS, yes. So if you know anything about painting, there has been a lot of classic figures or classic scenes that you'll find in painting. One of the most classic ones is that painters typically used bath scenes. So they used naked women mostly. And so what we call that is a classic bath scene, or even in more dirty terms, we call it classic babe scenes, because classic.
Whoa! Can't believe you said babe. That's so dirty.
I know. I'm very Renaissance, but I can get hip with some modern terms and painting styles.
Hey, I'm very Renaissance too. Hey, that was Acro. Now you guys stay where you are, and everybody else get back out here. We're gonna have our final game of the performance. It's called Innuendo, and we're all gonna get super bad. We thought babe was bad. We're going to get really anti-Renaissance here. So we're going to come up with some sexual innuendos based off of your suggestions. And your suggestions are the suggestions that are being piped into my head right now. All these innuendos will be in the form of I like my women like I like my blanks, or I like my men like I like my blanks. And your first blank is going to be an object. And that object is trampoline. Trampoline. Raise your hand, unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I like my women like I like my trampolines, bouncy and jumpy all around.
There you go. He broke the seal. Oren.
I like my women like I like my trampolines, with me jumping all over them.
Okay. I got a visual. I got a visual. Trampoline. Anybody else have a trampoline? Dominic.
I like my women like I like my trampolines. Springy.
Indeed. Yolanda.
I like my men like I like my trampolines, able to sit out in the snow.
Nice. Anthony.
I like my women like I like my trampolines, without a safety net.
Oh, living dangerously. I like my women like I like my trampolines. They break all the bones in my daughter's arm. Okay. Let's get another suggestion. How about a profession? This profession is going to be, how about a baker? A baker. I could have picked butcher or candlestick maker, but I chose baker. Yes, Dominic.
I like my men like I like my bakers, with hot buns.
Nice. Matt.
I like my men like I like my bakers, nice and stiff rods at the end when they're all done with it.
Okay, nasty. Yolanda.
I like my men like I like my bakers, fast rising.
Of course. Full of yeast. Oren.
I like my women like I like my bakers. Really good at kneading.
Oh, yeah. Right after you jump all over them. Anthony.
I like my women like I like my bakers. Takes 12 hours to rise.
Okay, well, you got patience, my man. You got patience. Dominic.
I like my people like I like my bakers. Hot or cold.
That's right. And Matt.
I like my bakers. I like my women like I like my bakers. Nice and fluffy so you can slap them and ride the wave to find the wet spot, baby.
Okay, we'll end right there. We'll end right there. Hey, that was Innuendo, and that was our show. I'm sure Yolanda's was great. It's just that was, it sort of broke my seal in a way. Hey, thank you for tuning
Hard
in.
to top it.
I know, indeed. That's my thought process. I've been John, your host, and I want to once again introduce the performers of the 12 p.m. Saturday Adult Cast at the LA Connection. We've got Yolanda, Dominic, Oren, Matt.
Thanks for catching the show, everybody.
And Anthony. And I'm John. Thank you, everybody. Like I said before, we've got all kinds of shows, teens, kids, adults, LAC comedy on YouTube. We've got new shows posted every week. And if you like this show, please check out more. We also teach classes. And we thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Everybody wave and say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Thank you. This has been an improv show for all of you.
Bye, guys.